Hi guys, welcome to Guilty Nightmares. This month I'll be talking about Halloween cases. Halloween night is supposed to be a time of costumes, candy, and joy. But for one small town in Wisconsin, October 31st, 1973 would forever be the night innocence was stolen. This is the chilling story of Gerald Turner, the man the world became to know as the Halloween Killer. Lisa Ann French was 9 years old, dressed in her costume, ready to trick or treat, hoping for candy, fun, and a night to remember. She visited a classmate's home, a teacher's home, and then she knocked on the door of her neighbor, 25-year-old Gerald Turner Miles Jr. Turner, who lived next door, was someone she had seen before, someone in the neighborhood. But that night behind that door, everything changed. He lured Lisa inside. There he sexually assaulted her, and when she stopped breathing, he attempted to revive her. When that failed, he concealed her body in a plastic bag and dumped her body in a rural field in Taycheedah, Wisconsin. 3 days later, her body was found and the small town was devastated. Halloween, which was supposed to be a night of joy, turned into a scene of horror. Turner was arrested in August 1974, and later in February 1975 he was convicted by a jury of second-degree murder, enticement of a child for immoral purposes, and acts of sexual perversion. He was sentenced to 28 years and 6 months. Though his sentence was long, his time in prison did not stretch into his natural life. Over the decades, he was paroled multiple times, and each release stirred outrage. In 1992, Turner served about 17 years and 8 months before being paroled. The decision drew immediate backlash from Lisa's family and the wider community, who feared for public safety. In 1993, the parole was challenged due to miscalculated good behavior time. The courts ruled to send Turner back. In 1998, after re-examination, a jury determined that Turner did not qualify as a violent sexual predator, thus allowing him to parole under existing rules. His release was turbulent. He reportedly caused an incident at the halfway house, waving a butcher knife at a caseworker. A caseworker still considered him dangerous. One of the most enduring legacies of this crime was its impact on legislation. The public outcry over Turner's parole helped prompt Wisconsin Chapter 980, which was called Turner's Law. Under Chapter 980, individuals who have completed their prison sentences may still be severely committed to mental health facilities if a court finds they have a substantial probability of reoffending as a sexually violent person. Once Turner's prison term concluded, legal battles over whether he should remain confined under Chapter 980 dominated his later years. In 2018, before his scheduled release, the Wisconsin Department of Justice petitioned to keep him confined under the sexual predator law. Turner was moved to the Sand Ridge Secure Treatment Center in Marston, Wisconsin, while legal proceedings proceeded. In February 2022, a court denied Turner's bid to be released from the treatment center. The judge ruled the matter qualified for retention under the sexual predator statute. In 2025, the state continued its efforts. A judge denied Turner's request for a new probable cause hearing and moved towards a trial to determine if he should be committed as a sexual predator under Chapter 980. In the end, Gerald Turner's story is more than just one crime. It's decades of courtroom battles, attempts at release, legislative reaction, and public fear. Halloween, once a night of joy, became forever stained by terror not from ghosts and goblins, but from a man who turned his neighbor's trust into a nightmare. That will be it for today's chilling case. Please like and subscribe. And if you have any cases you would like to hear about, please leave it in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.